the time? Why is my time wrong? Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to 30 Days Long. I'm Dr. Eric. I love you, and I'm super happy to be here and to support you on this journey of understanding the power that you represent in this world. And the cool thing about it is that there's everything in life, right? So you can take workshops and you can do all of these things in life, but everything is not about teaching you. It's about helping you to remember what is already there. And I really think it's important that you understand that, because anytime someone comes and sees me, or comes and connects with me, they think they're having a session with me. In fact, they're only having a session with themselves, because it's about holding space for each other to remember, just to remember. It's not about teaching you or indoctrinating you or any of these things. It's just about remembering who we are so that we can stand together in this beautiful love ceremony, and then bring that love, amplify that love to the masses, so that the more people around the world, such as yourself, who are holding that flame, that beautiful, beautiful divine flame of light and energy, is able to emit that energy into the lives of other people, just by standing next to someone, just by talking to them on the phone, just by looking at them. Because the understanding of doing does not exist. The act of doing exists in many different forms. It exists within the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and the physical. The consciousness of evolution is the wholeness of each person contributing to their way of operating in their center, right? So what I mean is this, is that evolution is not like programmed to go in one direction. Evolution is operating through the collective. And as we begin to plant seeds of possibility into every single aspect of our life, right? That's when we get to see true global change. This is when we get to see people waking up, friends who never believed in the things that you're into, calling you up and saying, hey, I'm on this new spiritual journey. I know you've been doing this for a while. How can you give me some information? And we just show up and with a smile and a love, not a I told you so, or it's about time. No, 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 no. It's always grace and love with everyone. Grace and love. It's like, I would be happy to. What books would you like? What information would you like, and so forth. So if you're new to 30 Days Strong, I welcome you. I honor you. And I'm super happy. And for those of you who don't know what 30 Days Strong is, it's 30 days of teaching you shamanic techniques to get you lifted and shifted, and to stay there so that you are able to amplify power and energy into this world however you choose, right? And really be able to honor yourself, right? To realize that you are the power, you are the glory, you are the above and below. You are the essence of totality of greatness that exists within the consciousness of our creator. And that's why you're created. You're created because you are the essence of that amazingness, right? Or you wouldn't be here right now. So first of all, just acknowledge, if you will, just acknowledge that you're here because you are so valuable to creation. So whenever you go into those thoughts from the Sketchers, if you know about that from my book, Spirit Hacking, you know that those thoughts from the Sketchers are there to also challenge you to be stronger, but also remembering that that's their thoughts from things that they experienced when they had a human body that they didn't complete. So when we talk about the understanding of what shamanism is, a lot of times people think shamanism is plant medicine. A lot of times people think a shaman can only be born in a tribe. Well, my family came from a tribe, but I wasn't born in the tribe. They are part of the tribe, but I learned their teachings that were passed down from one generation to the next. But again, shamans are created by spirit, not by tribe. I don't know why people have this misinformation, especially in the Western world. People will say, oh, you're not a shaman because of this, this, and this. First of all, you don't even know, most people don't even know what constitutes a shaman. So let me give that to you so you can understand the roundness of the wholeness of why I say to you, you are a shaman, and you have the ability to stand in that power and recognize yourself as a walking shaman in this embodiment, right? A shaman is a person who operates from a place of being a child. In tribal culture, when a shaman elder is looking to see who could be the next shaman within that tribe, they look for the person who doesn't do what the tribe wants them to do. I think that's pretty much all of you, if you ask me, right? It's like, you know, what we would call the black sheep of the family, or the one who, you know, goes off the beaten path. That's the shaman. Secondly, a shaman is someone who believes that things exist beyond what they see. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's an eye opener, right? So that's another thing, okay? And also, a shaman is someone who dreams greater than what the tribe sees. So if the chief or the elders of the tribe go to the shaman, the shaman will listen to what they say, but they don't really listen to what they say. They hear what they say, but they know they're only looking through this tiny little part of consciousness, because they have to be supporting the tribe. Whereas the shaman lives outside of the tribe, which means outside of the matrix, outside of the conditions and the programs and the rules and regulations of what can and what can be, and lives in the realm of possibility and in the realm of spirit. So a shaman is someone who connects to source, to God, to the spirits, to the trees, to the animals, to the earth, to everything that God created, and has a relationship with it, like you would have a relationship with your mom or dad or your best friend. So my relationship with the trees, when I walk by, I don't just walk by trees and go, oh, there's trees. I go, good morning, how are you? Or like when I see my plants, I'm like, are you okay? I'm going to do some healing on today. I want you to know I love you. When I see the flowers, I go, hello, beautiful flowers. You know, because I know they hear me, and I know they communicate, because everything is living consciousness. And even to the body, like my fingers, my thumb, my arms, my hands, my everything, it's all communicating to me, right? And so the one of the things that we have to understand in society, it's going to take some water. I know I can talk, I get so passionate, I get so lit, right? So one of the things we have to understand in society is that we haven't learned that true psychological wellness comes from integrative communication and acceptance and awareness, and the ability to have relationship. Okay? Relationship. Yep. So when we are operating in the field of relationship versus contracts and negotiations and trying to get somewhere, which is, again, I'm going to use the word trying, because that's exactly where it will stay, in a state of limbo. Because when you don't create real relationships, authenticity, really connecting with people, wanting to know and learn and connect with people in a beautiful way, with trees, with nature, with the wind that passes your face. When the wind passes your face, and say, hello, hello, wind, how are you? What news do you have for me today? Right? That's what constitutes a shaman. A shaman is someone who can see and learn from nature, and bring that aspect of quality and connection to human life, and understand the balance between the two, and understand the balance between life and death, and sit right in the center of the middle. So when we are operating in that place, when people say, oh, well, a shaman is someone who does ayahuasca. No, that's an ayahuascadero. A shaman is someone who gives you iboga. No, that's just medicine. A shaman follows the teachings of the elders, of the ancestors, knows the old magic, knows the old ways of the earth, knows and understands the connection, the communication, and the grace, and the beauty, and the love, and the celebration, and the play, and the giddiness, and the freedom, and sings to their crystals, and sings to the world, and lives in a different way of life, so that their mind and their perception can see differently than what everyone else is seeing, so they can protect and support and love and nurture society to grow. And if it was in tribal culture, to grow the tribe by helping them to live their best life. Okay, so we need to understand that. So when I say to you, you have the ability to claim yourself in this embodiment by holding on to that level of consciousness as a shaman, I'm not kidding you. Okay, I'm not. You don't have to be born in a tribe in Africa or be a part of the Sami people or Native American culture. You can be a part of indigenous culture and have your roots connected, but we're all connected. And the thing is, when we get out of this separation and this disillusionment and this disconnection of source reality from combining and recognizing that every aspect of our being is connected to every single person on the planet, then we begin to truly understand when Martin Luther King said a symphony of brotherhood and sisterhood. We are a part of a beautiful orchestra. Some of us are trombones, some of us are clarinets, some of us are, banging the drums, some of us are violinists and cellists. I mean, the list goes on, and it's really beautiful. And when we begin to accept and understand that, right, we realize that we don't have to live in this box mentality and hold ourselves in constriction, restriction, and oppression and resistance. And because we realize that all of that's based on control. Okay. So one of the ways that is really good in what we, and say in shamanism is really making sure that your throat, which is, a lot of, and even in Sanskrit, they talk about the throat chakra, right? But in shamanism, we look at the throat as the place of being able to open up energy, right? So it's a little bit different from the Sanskrit way, but in shamanism, it's more about opening up energy because shamans believe singing and dancing and playing instruments and chanting and talking and all of that to the spirits is communicating in this language of love, right? So so like even with my throat, because my niece turns on the heater, I notice like my throat gets like this, so I always have to like gargle in the morning and do all these things because they're always cold and my body is pitta, so I'm super burning hot all the time, right? It's always about conditioning the throat, and it's really important. So when we're connecting into that space, we realize that there's this deep resonance. When we talk about resonance, we're talking about vibrational energy code that is communicating love and energy and harmony to everything around it, right? So it's not about I resonate with that or I resonate with this, because most things that you actually think you resonate with is only there to draw your attention to it because you've brought it into your sphere of thinking so that you can see it. And then if it's dark or uncomfortable, it's to bring love to it and shift it and lift it because you are holding that energy of being an ambassador, right? So in ambassadorship, our eyes aren't blind. We're open, our heart's open, and we're ready. We're ready, right? We're soldiers of love. We're not here to fight. We're here to shine light. Okay. And I'm going to say that again. We're not here to fight. We're here to shine the light. So when we understand that that's the kind of soldiers we are, right? We are soldiers that are not here to like yell at the darkness and fight our family and fight our friends because they just don't get it and they're not waking up and they're irritating me because they're saying that I'm wrong and I'm this and I'm that, and people are laughing and making messages and saying you're not this and you're not that. We don't fight. We shine the light. We don't fight. We shine the light. We don't fight. We shine. We shine. We shine. We shine the light. We don't fight. We shine the light. And so this is how we connect into beingness, right? So the throat, one of the wonderful ways to clear the throat is in the sound E. So you're going to see me do it, okay? Open up the energy because this is the place that allows energy to merge. It is the vibrational tone frequency that allows energy to merge and to connect into one another. So we want to do that again. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Allowing the energy to become what we call a connecting surge. A connecting surge of energy is when two different energies begin to connect into each other to increase each other. That's what we need to do as human beings, is not to stand off and look at each other and create fragmented distortion because one is not accepting of the other and this is not accepting of that. But literally, it is about a connecting surge. That means that I want to connect with you and you want to connect with me, because our surges, when connecting, becomes even more volume and becomes more stronger and more powerful. And this is how we shift consciousness, by connecting the surges. Harmony is the frequency of interconnectedness that finds their place in energetic frequency, that moves into one another in a beautiful coalescent dance, like a kaleidoscope of colors that move into each other. They're not hurting each other, they're in beautiful harmony. But a connecting surge is when one energy source and another energy source accepts each other and moves into each other to become a greater volume and create greater distance with their power as a whole unit. So, that being said, one of the things we want to be mindful of is when we use our throat, when we speak. Our throat is creating ways to create connected surges with other people in conversations. So let's say, for instance, I'm sitting and talking to a group of people, okay? And someone is saying something to me. Instead of cutting them off, I would say, I would love to add to your story so that we can add to the story. Not my story is greater than your story and I'm going to one up you, because this creates a feeling of, one, not acknowledging and relating and connecting. It means, two, people may think, hey, you know what? You're not even really listening to me. You're just listening to my story and then you want to tell me your greater story. When we say, I would love to add on, or if you feel someone is speaking and you feel like there's more, instead of saying they're wrong, because we never want to tell someone they're wrong, okay? We never want to say we're wrong, because wrong is like when you tell a kid they're wrong. Like one kid told me once, I was like, so what happens on the moon, sweetheart? And she said, on the moon, they love to eat cheese and they wear green helmets. Okay, great. I'm not going to tell the kid you're wrong. I'm going to be like, that is so beautiful. What kind of cheese do they eat? And then I'm going to go deeper into the story. And then I'm going to go, okay, and like, do they wear clothes, or do they have helmets, and do they have cars, and how they get around? What does their city look like? I want to know. I want to get into it. I want to come in with love. I want to dance and amplify. I want to be a connecting surge of just acceptance. I'm not here to make you wrong. Because when you make someone wrong, you cut off their ability to move through their own experiences of energy and words and information and knowledge, so that they can get to a place where they can recognize, the beautiful journey that spirit is leading them onto. In shamanism, we have this understanding of journey, right? And like a lot of times what will happen is I'll take people, and we'll do it as well because it'll be a part of one of our exercises. But taking people and understanding a journey and letting spirit guide that journey, If I don't understand that journey, just like one time I was sitting on the roof in Israel at my house in Beni Yehuda and Bugarshov, and one of my friends said to me, he was saying, "What do you see for the future?" I said, "In the future, I am going to help people to unite themselves and teach them about power. And then I'm going to bring it into the Western world and help people to realize that shamanism and functional medicine should go together and connect. And we should have greater ability to have greater health and vitality and strength and all this stuff like this." And my friend was looking at me and goes, "That's kind of crazy, Shaman Durek. Like, do you really actually think that the Western world would want to listen to you? And that like they can handle that like information and like da 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 da." And I smiled. Sometimes you have to just smile, you don't even really need to say any words. I find it quite thrilling inside actually to just smile. So when someone says something, that instead of me popping off and being like, like, what are you talking about, I just smile and bow. Because sometimes words don't need to come right away. And then I looked at him after I smiled, and he started looking at the sky. I said, "This is the moment I'm going to drop some love bomb on him." I said, "Do you see that star right there, my darling?" He said, "Yes." I said, "You see that star, don't you?" He said, "I do. Of course I do." I go, "And do you see that one way, way, way over there?" And he goes, "Yeah, I see that one." I go, "Okay, well, that's my star." Okay. That's my star. And even though you may not understand how to get to my star and you can get to your star, doesn't mean that I can't get to my star. Okay. So let us be more inviting of possibility, shall we? And he goes, "Wow, I never thought of it that way, Shaman Durek. You're right. Like, why am I saying that your dream or your vision is incorrect just because I can't perceive it or believe it or accept it as a part of my reality?" I said, "Exactly, my love." You see, because if we said that to some of the greatest people, I mean, could you imagine when Martin Luther King started talking about the fact that we could have social equality? Don't you know how many people of his own color came to him and said, "Brother man, I hear you. I hear you, brother man. But let me tell you something, okay? Ain't no white folks gonna let us sit down at their table. They ain't gonna do it. I don't know why you keep having this dream. And, I understand you got this dream and you've been talking in the church. And I heard your sermon yesterday. And I just got to say, I got to come to you because I just don't want you to get so ambitious about things that ain't gonna change." You don't think that he had that conversation? You don't think Einstein, Thomas Edison, or even one of my favorites, Helen Keller, when she was doing what she was doing, people were like, "How can you do that? You're blind, you're deaf, you're this, you're that. How are you going to function?" But you know what? They did. And every human being has the capability to persevere when they keep their eye on their star. That's an important thing. Keeping your eye on your star. So when we talk and communicate, let's get back to the throat because this is what our lesson is on today shamanically. In shamanism, we have this belief that when you speak, your words are like a magical wand. It is like literally you're either bringing blessing or you're bringing curse. Okay? Now, what would you rather be? A person who speaks blessing into life? Every time someone's around you, they want to hear what comes from your mouth. They're like, "Oh my God, what's going to come from their mouth?" Because the blessing is going to come from your mouth. It's like people are going to love to hear what you have to say because blessing is going to come from your mouth. And they know that no matter what they tell you, what if they say, "I'm starting a new business," they know that what's going to come through your mouth is actually going to amplify their business, bring more money to their business, and being like literally a magical wand in their life just by having a conversation with you. Oh gosh, golly gee, can you imagine how amazing if everyone in the world was to just align their words with creation and love? Oh my goodness. Can I just tell you, first off, okay, right, because I get a little crazy. I'm like such a big school kid. Okay. First of all, okay, not only would we see shift quantumly, it would happen like miracles all over the world, because the words that you speak is just as strong as God speaking them into existence, because you are the child of God. So when you speak, when you speak, oh, when you speak blessing. I see success for your business. I see you making tons of money. I see people coming in. I see everything working out for you. Things are opening up right now for you. Your energy is shifting and lifting right now. Energy is moving through your heart right now and clearing up all the things you've been holding on to. Your life is moving in the most beautiful, most profound direction. Oh, is all I can say. That is, oh, 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 oh. It's like word orgasm, because it's so good. Like when my friends come around, they're like, Dirk, every time I'm around you, all these great things start happening to me. Like money starts coming to me, my health gets better, things shift, things change. You know why? Because I speak blessing. I don't speak curses. I don't speak curses to myself. Like, oh my God, I really hope this horrible thing doesn't happen. Or, oh God, what if they don't like me? Or, oh God, da 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 da. Like, wordgasms. That's right. And so you want to speak blessing from your mouth. And when you speak blessing, you create a strong energy here in your throat. You connect into creating the connecting surges. You amplify love into the world. You draw prosperity into people's lives. You lift and shift them out of their medical bed, out of their situation they're in, out of their disparity, their pain, their suffering, their depression, you name it. The more you speak words of blessing, your life flourishes. It literally, everything around you becomes miraculous. Magic comes out of your fingers in the morning. You wake up, you want to start crying because the love that is bursting through you is so strong. Sometimes I wake up, even now I'm getting emotional. Sometimes I wake up and I just thank God as much as I can. In the shower is thank you, 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 God. Because the words, the energy, it's so strong. And we have this ability to utilize it, to connect with it, to hone it and be it. And it all starts with this here. What comes from here? What comes from here? What comes from here is the difference between building and destroying. I don't care what people have said to you in the past. Don't you repeat it to yourself. People can say, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, and people are going to laugh at you, and this thing, and you're not going to make it, and money's hard to come by, and blah, 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 and you're not going to find a man, and you're getting too old, and blah, 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 and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and okay, because that's how it sounds. It's like, nonsense. The difference between what someone says to you versus what you say to you are two complete different things. People get hurt not because the fact that someone said something to them, they get hurt because they believed it and then they said it to themselves. The moment you believe the words that comes out of someone's mouth that is a curse or put down or any of that is the moment you've actually said it to your own soul, right? If you don't know who you are, then you have to make a choice today. Like, if you don't know who you are, that's why you're getting affected. That's why you're getting hurt. Because if someone said to me, Dirk, you are a big banana head. I've heard all kinds of crazy things people say to me. I mean, you can just go on Google, type Shaman Dirk. You can read all the horrible things that people say to me in the press. Dirk, you're this, Dirk, you're this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And to me, it's all Charlie Brown sounds, like wah, 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 wah. Literally, if I get upset by it, I have to stop and go, why do I believe what they're saying? Why am I getting hurt by this? Why am I reacting? Or sometimes my team will be like, why are you letting this affect you? You should look and see if there's a weak crack in your field of truth, of love for yourself, for God, for creation, in emanating out of your being. And I go, thank you to my assistant. Thank you to my manager. Thank you to my publicist. You're absolutely right. What is this doing? Let me go meditate and look at this trigger and see where this weak link is. I don't got to be the weakest link. I don't need to make a call. I'm not going to be a weak link. I'm going to, sustain and release that negative energy so it doesn't affect me. Because anyone who says anything to you, it's because you are putting your energy on them. You understand? So, hallelujah. Okay, so that being said, understanding the blessing is what comes from your mouth. This is how you balance this throat in shamanism, is speak blessing, speak prosperity, speak health, speak all these things into people's bodies. Hallelujah. Woo! And that literally is how you transform this planet, yourself, your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your bird, your tree, your plant, the waters, the mountains, the rains, everything, the bugs, everything gets transformed. The molecules, your cells, your atoms, everything gets transformed. It's one big transformation party. You just start jumping and swinging and praying and laughing and having a good time. Hallelujah. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I just speak the blessings into life. Hallelujah. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah, we're going to speak the blessings into life. Hallelujah. Woo, woo, woo. And you dance and sing and laugh, and people come around you, they say, what, you so lit? And you're like, because I ride the lit train, baby. You know what's up. So that is your lesson today. I would like for you to practice that in every situation, with your husband, with your wife, with your boyfriend, with your lover, with your dog, with your cat, with everybody. Speak blessing, speak blessing, speak blessing. Practice the sound tones. E, to keep the opening and the energy flushed open. And we were doing more. I'll be giving you more shamanic medicines and teachings to be able to activate your power. And if you like the things you're hearing, check out Ancient Wisdom Today podcast. It's free. If you haven't contacted my team about $250 giveaway, if you have money difficulties, please contact the team. We have more giveaways. I'm stretching out the money that I want to give out of my bank account to give to you, to support you during this time of the coronavirus. I love you so much, so much, so much. Woo, woo, woo. Feel my love. It's there. I give it to you, all of it, everything from heaven, from the graces of God. We are powerful together. And remember how powerful we are together. And I know I'm crazy because I'm normal, okay? And remember that. I'm crazy because I'm normal, okay? When people are acting like, that's not normal. That's not normal. That's real crazy. This is normal. That's crazy. You got the understanding. I love you. Mwah!